We can start, inshallah.
Just me today, huh?
So we'll just use the reminder and ikhlas, inshallah, we are going to study. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري وأشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. We have been studying the title On the Road to God and how are we going to connect with God. Of course, we have been studying it for this is the 5th week. So we said we have to understand who the creator of the universe is and the Quran, how the Quran introduces this creator to us. We talked about several stages to go there, and at this stage now we said we need to study a bit more in details how God is described in the Quran so that we can see his reflections in the universe. We have to understand one principle. When God mentions, this is a very interesting, and almost every part of the Quran must be read after bearing this in mind. When Quran says, I am, for example, I have absolute power, we usually take it, usually we read the Quran literally, so we just say, yes, Allah, God introduces himself in the Quran saying that he is absolutely powerful. I learned this. No, it is not really any meaningful thing, because God says, I am all powerful. Okay, I accept it. How do I know? So we are questioning people, and also we have always subject to counter ideas. No, the nature is all powerful. Let's solve the problem. So we say, when God introduces himself with one of his qualities, it means, we have to be very careful, it means you have to look at my work. That in order for this work to come into existence, the source of existence of this universe, this work, must have absolute quality. So that is me. Because universe cannot have absolute quality. Everything is limited, everything is subject to change, and no one really can get out of the order they are established in, put in, and employed there. So when God says, I know everything, it means, hey, look at your existence and the existence of the universe. The source of existence of this universe must have an absolute knowledge. That is why I know you will acknowledge me as the one to have existence of the universe and as the one who has absolute knowledge. Do you follow this reasoning? So it is an essential principle of reading the Quran. There are many essential principles of reading the Quran, but at this stage we have to know it. Here he says, he is the one, well, what's this A here? He is the one God. It means ahad. We discussed this extensively. Ahad means not one. A one which has no pair at all, no, nothing like him, a unique one, this absolutely unique one. So we studied this, just going through it, and we said, what do you mean by absolutely unique one? So, absolutely unique one. He said, I will explain you, don't worry. Allahu Samad. He is Samad. Oh, it is even more difficult to understand what it means. So, Samad, we studied on it again extensively previous weeks. It means it is not in need of anything, but everything needs of him. It causes, here is the eternal, the uncaused cause of all beings, a kind of that's the language doesn't have this concept, Samad concept, because the language we use is really a secular language, so it doesn't have any vocabulary which describes the source of existence of this universe, but only describes what is within the universe as they appear to be, not really looking for the source of it. So it is even more difficult to understand this summit. But again, the following verse, which is the usual way of speaking in the Quran. We have to understand that in the Quran puts the first premise in logical sequence. And the first premise encompasses everything, but very dense. Gradually, step by step, it explains it, makes it simple, and then gives a very simple example, which we will see. This principle of Quran introducing the reality to humankind here, somebody so is vague. And lam yalid wa lam yulad, we said, literally it means he doesn't give birth to anything and he is not being born by anything. So we discussed this again extensively. Again, he does not give any of his absolute qualities to what he has created here in this world, what action he does. So, for example, we said, looking at a piece of art, in the piece of art we see the manifestation of the qualities of the things, but it is totally dependent on its artist, it is maker. Not that I will make a piece of art and it will inherit my qualities. No, reflection of my qualities. Reflection of my qualities, because the art demonstrates the qualities of the artist, but as it is limited within the conditions of the piece of art, framed. So we can manifest in another way, in another way, in another way. But the artist cannot give existence logically into another artist with full quality. We said, look, if it was the case, so that it means I or the artist gave all his quality exactly to its piece, but it cannot be because its piece needs his creation. So by definition, it is really illogical. So some people talk about this matter and really confuse the minds of people, especially young, unexperienced people. And they say, can God create another God? You say, no. So, no, there is only one God. Oh, his power is limited. He cannot do it. This all very bright, smart logic. We discussed that. But it means the question is, or includes, it is an oxymoron. The question is that an absolute will make another absolute, and another absolute cannot be absolute because it needs to be made. So it doesn't, it's kind of question, is it? Illogical. So we said, okay, after all studying these stages, we said, of course, we understand what you mean by lem yelid wa lem yulad. He doesn't, or in other sides, he doesn't inherit any. He is not given birth by anything else. It means he is not in need of another cause to come into existence. Walam yulad. So we, of course, it is related to, at a very simple level, it is related to description or rejection of the idea of Jesus to be the Son of God, but really no one nowadays accepts this Trinity, this type of Trinity, but they accept Trinity, but in another interpreted way. Not in other, thousands of other interpretations they come up. They try in this way. That is their business. Our business is to take care of how I get to know my Creator. So, وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. It is explained even more, and with an example from the observable world. We haven't studied this. And none is equal to him. And there is none in creation comparable to him. It means you cannot really, but a very simple example, I love simple examples, this a piece of art. Look at a piece of art and try to describe its artist with the piece of this art, with another piece of this art, or liken it. You know, art is like the paint blue or white or canvas or whatever you say. But artist has another level of existence, which is not observable within this world, because artist must be an independent being. Of course, when we talk about the universe, we have to say the source of existence of this universe must have an independent, self-existing being. We understand self-existing being. The rest of the universe cannot be self-existing being, continuously changing and bound to follow the order, whoever established the order. So it cannot really choose anything. No, it needs to be given existence, plus he is really always in need of his creator, the one who gave it, because he is continuously changing and getting a new position, new shape, quality, etc. For example, we say, if you go, it's a very simple example, I use this. If you go to for example, automobile museum, starting from the very primitive automobile, and now the most, developed model of automobile. They look like each other. A little bit change, a little bit change, a little bit change. We know that each automobile needs a special designer. The previous one cannot turn into the second form, which is obvious. The universe, and for example, the best example we can experience it in our life, in our being. So we know that 10 years ago, I was really energetic, a bit more energetic than I am now, and it's a younger, 10-year younger man. I'm changed. If you compare it with my 20 or 18 years of age, you say, oh, it has nothing to do with you. This is a completely different person. It means I am subject to, it's so amazing, I am subject to change in such a way that I can see it as I observe it, when I name it in a year, because this is year, the concept of year is my concept, because there is no year out there. So as I see the change in existence, from my perspective, I put a time span for it and call it hour or day or week or year, whatever. So I can see the change taking place in a year. If let's say a person who works in a laboratory, he will see the change of any living being or material beings as well, inanimate beings as well. They change. The stars change. We know that the Earth is continuously revolving, changing. So theoretically, the physicists talk about atom and electrons around it. They say it is so fast moving. They don't move, they are changing. Because human mind finds it so difficult to imagine, because we don't really practically experience it. The work of an absolute being is so comprehensive, quick, easy. We ignore it and we say it is happening by itself. Because it is the work of an absolute being. Because we cannot comprehend, we cannot imagine what absolute is, infinite is. Because we can only imagine and comprehend what is within the created world. Yep. Because if you like, I go back to the example of a piece of art. We are only within the art, piece of art. We cannot think of, imagine the artist. He is at another existence level, must be what we are sure such artists might exist, but we don't know who is, because we are only a piece of art. Conscious piece of art though, because conscious piece means I am looking around me and I am seeing myself. I am aware of my own existence. I am conscious of the change taking place within me. I am aware of all this, and I know you exist as well. I know the things are changing as well at the same time. But these are all happening within the art. But can you imagine an art continuously renewed, but so fast that we don't really notice the change, because the change is so minute, not exactly the same at every day. I am giving a new existence. You see, yesterday, and for example, last weekend, this week, the same man, I know this is, Khalid, so it's all right. So I know you. But do you notice that you change? Oh, of course you notice, because your beard grows, the hair grows. So you say something is going on, and also our cells are. It is an amazing thing that they say in one cell, in a second. That is the work of absolute man. You cannot describe it or understand it otherwise. In every cell, at every second, not minute, how many chemical reactions are going on? Creations are going on. 6,000. In a second. Tuck, tuck. Every, imagine, unimaginable. In my own cell, factories are working, producing 6,000 different actions in a second, and I'm comfortable sleeping. What a wonderful work, man, unimaginable. So, لم يكن له كفوا أحد, and none of this universe, we shouldn't forget that. La ilaha, we say, the translation says simply, there's no God. No. There is no God within the God means any divine being within the universe who has self-existence and with absolute qualities and nothing to do with the nature of the universe, created beings, but he is the source of existence of the created beings, or this universe. With it is even the minute particle we can imagine. The mind gets tired to imagine. That is why Quran says, no, you think about your own existence. Kufu means the equivalent of it. So we notice that all who is used here, who means equal to him. Him, who's he? We studied this before, but just concluding the section of the Quran, which is called Ikhlas. Everybody knows it by heart, or all the Muslims knows it by heart. So this وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ section, Ikhlas, we have been talking about it before this as well. First of all, we have to go through a negation. We really hammered on it a lot. It is extremely important. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illahu. Also could describe huwa. Yeah? Now, we will study even more because it's so important matter that in order to understand who is my source of existence, I have to make sure what I'm talking about. So usually, we are grown in a Muslim culture where everybody heard of the notion of God and described it in a very, at least, simple level, at least. But lots of people are going deeper and deeper, inshallah, hopefully. So, creator of the universe. Okay. How did you come there? Because I looked around me. Be practical and really realistic according to your capacity. I looked around me. Don't take, belief matters cannot be taken for granted. You notice this? Now you can learn how to pray, how many rakat, but you can learn it and you are done. That's it, practice it. Knowledge is fixed. Knowledge of this. But belief in God is dynamic as the creation of God is dynamic. So we have to keep up with as much as possible. That is now we are going into slowly fall season. This is God's work. Why? The trees cannot really become, less lively. They have no knowledge. They know nothing, but they are put in a certain order and created in this way, so we understand that somebody is operating on them. They have no choice, knowledge of future, and they have no wisdom, and they don't know what is going on. They are just dumb chunk of matter. And even cells are alive, but elements of cells are just matter, meaningless matter, purposeless matter, just matter, like a brick on the wall of a building. Wherever, of course, this is fixed, it is human-made, but God-made things in their creation, they are dynamic. So our confirmation of the source of existence of ourselves, of the things around me, the whole universe, must be dynamic as well. So we cannot really take the knowledge, a fixed knowledge. I know God exists. Yeah. Okay, you know God exists. But how are you going to pace up with this knowledge in your practical life? Yes.
So as I change as a person, my experiences change, my needs change, my problems change, and so my belief has I need new things to satisfy it, and so there's a constant going back to understand,
exchange.
An exchange.
So you yourself change as well, not only your needs. So when you need something, you have to recognize, who created me with this need within me? I don't want to be needy. No one wants to be poor and beggar. And why am I begging every time that my eyes should work, my stomach must be full, and my cells must be nourished? I don't know even it. I call them my cells. It is ridiculous because I don't know what they are doing. How can I say that this is mine and I have no idea about it at all, how it works and how it exists. I found myself as I am, made and continuously being subjugated to his will, whoever gave me existence. So we have to really be careful about what we are believing in. In order to reach this point, first of all, we have to say, look, this universe cannot be, anything of this universe cannot be the creator of itself. Otherwise, they would be, each of them would be absolute qualities. I see that this is like a lifeless things exist as they are given existence. So, who is operating? Who gave existence? Who is giving existence to this universe? And then operating on it and continuously changing it. Continuously, with no break at all. We cannot give it time. Even moment doesn't work really. Continuously changing it. There's something going on here. What is this? What is this happening? If we don't wonder what is happening here, because the things cannot exist by themselves as I cannot exist by myself. So do I make myself? What crazy person claims this at all? So I will have to say, there must be something. Where is it? How is it? I have no idea. So I have to keep questioning. So I have to say, who is it? Because this is a conscious being. It's obvious. If the source of existence of this universe wasn't conscious, then this universe will be killed. I mean, must be conscious of doing what he is doing. What he is doing. I conclude there must be a conscious being who is doing this, operating in this universe continuously. Then I must find myself in trouble and wonder. I must be extremely curious about it, but I am curious about some things concerning this world, what will happen to me, which kind of job I will get, and also young people, any pair for me on the horizon or something. Or always, I am curious about everything of this world, but unfortunately, if I am a person who takes his belief for taken, take it for granted, said, I am a Muslim, I believe in. Yes, you are a Muslim, and you are a believer. But is this claim enough? As you said, I need something now. Who is providing it? No, I go and get it from the, I don't know, takeaway shop. in Manhattan, there's no other option really practical. So go and grab something and eat it. But think about it. Who created this need and who created the stuff you are having? Of course, we studied this. We think that I bought it. But what? Food. Who created it? How this creation, the food, is communicating with your body and it is really useful for it and works there. Can they happen by themselves? So I have to go a very quick, swift. Thank you. Thought there saying that this is provided by the one who gave existence to everything, because nothing can exist even without being in connection with the rest of everything. Perfectly harmonious. So we I think covered this. There is none in creation comparable to him in other way of my suggestion actually, a better way of saying it. There is none in creation comparable to this absolute being, him. But the him must be in my mind first. But we have to keep always, who is doing this? Who is questioning it? Okay, so far, before going another section on this subject. Any question, any concern? Anything, comment, or? All right, I'll go there. A section, some verses there, 22, 24, it means 4 verses, I think. The Hashr, 59th section of the Hashr, you can work on it again, study it, but let's go here. How God introduces himself to us now in this section. Again, interesting. Huwa. Huwa. Again means he. He is God. It means giving a name. Allah in Arabic, God in English. He is God. Oh, but the pronoun doesn't really much mean at this stage, because if someone says, he is Allah, like he is, I mentioned your name if you don't mind. I don't want to mention anybody, the names, but I know some other people's names here as well. So, but he is Tariq. Khalid. He always confused. Sorry, Khalid. He is Khalid. So what? He is Khalid. Oh, okay, Khalid. Who is this guy? I don't know. No knowledge. But in order to have some sort of acquaintance with this person and get to know who he is, I have to say he is Tariq and he does this job, he has this quality, this quality, this quality. Then I start becoming aware of who this person is. And then when I say Khalid, all these qualities come to my mind. But at first stage, God introduces himself as, by the way, I am God. Alladhi, I am going to explain it, don't worry, explain it. La ilaha. Come on, again another mysterious phrase here. There is no being who is worth qualified as divine self-existing being. Ilah means this. Divine self-existing being. Divine means not of this nature of this universe. Divine means not of the nature of this universe. A being. But none of this is that one. As if I say Khalid is the one, apart from him, no one knows this. So what I did here, I mentioned about your quality by making it clear that no one has this quality here, but this guy is it. Yep, this guy, this person is. That is why Quran always says, he, you have to go to the stage, he. This is important because without he questioning who and what can be the creator of this universe, you cannot start the search. We understand this, the importance of negation first, la ilaha. Again here, la ilaha. He is describing himself, he's in a negating way. Look, you must make sure that none of the parts of this universe can have this quality. Illa, but who? Another mysterious term. He. Again, it's not clear, isn't it? He is the one, none of this universe, part of this universe, has any of his quality, but only he has it. Who's that? Even more excitement or curiosity rises there. Who is that? Don't worry. Calm down. I will explain. Alimul Ghaib. Oh, what does it mean, Alimul Ghaib? Reality. There is something mistake here. Let me. Oh, it is not spelled okay, huh? No, materiality. Come on, yes. Is it okay now?
You have to backspace twice.
Okay, let me do this. See. Oh, no. I put it in the wrong way. All right, sorry. It is better. Okay, this one, go there. Because I have to wear my glasses as well. Okay, this one is here. Go. No, I couldn't locate it. All right, this one. I think seems to be okay now. Let's see. I think it's okay. It looks handsome. Beyond materiality, ghaib is usually translated unknown or unseen. First of all, unknown is very dangerous. You can know. You can know him through your human qualities. But not as an object, of course, his existence. You can know his existence. So, ghaib may be unseen. We have to qualify this phrase as well. Unseen within the conditions of this universe. But, for example, when you look at a piece of art, so artist speaks to you in a way that, no, I am the artist of this piece of art, or I am the engineer of this machine you are using, and I am not a part of this machine, but I am the one who knows the reality of this machine, exactly because I'm the designer. So Alimul Ghaib, this any description of the part of this machine, I cannot describe the engineer. I think it is not very clear. I cannot describe the engineer by likening any part of this machine. Right? Is it okay? Understood? All right. So this is ghaib. This is ghaib. But you cannot know me within the conditions of this universe, but I am the one who knows what is going on in detail in the universe. Because I am the creator, he will say later on. Let me give this example and go back, because engineer says, I know all these things, the planning and the process of making this machine and programs in it. I know all of them, but you cannot know me by likening any part of this universe, this machine. Is it clear somehow? Or no, not clear? Okay, Tariq.
So I have a phone, and the phone allows me to text someone when I need to talk to someone. But am I looking at the engineer directly when I see the phone? No, I'm looking at the qualities of the engineer, right?
Manifested in it.
Sorry?
Manifested in the
Manifested in
form.
and its ability to give me what I need also.
As manifested, not exactly his knowledge. He may make another machine.
But it's not the engineer himself here.
No. That is the point.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, I am the one who knows ghaib. You cannot know. Nothing can know the ghaib. Because ghaib is not of the nature of this universe, but the aspect of the creation which points to it is engineer, in your example. Did you get it? So I know it. You can only say he must be. There must be. But I know exactly what it is. I know the ghaib. So it is he who knows what is beyond materiality in this world. But the meaning, he knows. He's the designer, he's the creator, he's the maker. So, as well as what is in the observable, what we are materially witnessing. That's my bracket explanation. So, shahada. Shahadat means, has a wonderful word in the Qur'an. And it has many meanings. Here, in this context, the material things within the universe that you observe with your human qualities, you see, you touch, even communicate with, and you. But this word witnessing, shahida, or to witness, or shahid, or shahid, so shahadat. Now, this is, we call it witnessing. But the matter exists in order to witness the qualities of its maker. So where we are now, we are just listening, seeing the witnesses speaking to us. Where? Here, everywhere. Whatever you look at, it is a witness. Witness to what? Witness to the qualities, the owner of the qualities of this, whatever it's existing. I am the witness. For example, if you say, how do you know? How do you believe in God? Come on, how do you say? I am the witness. They may think that you have seen him and came back. You know, yesterday I was with him. No. Your existence is the witness to it. But so as it appears and witnesses to, and the source of witness. That's why it is interesting in the Quran, by the way. God describes himself in two forms of his, shahid and mashhud. The one who really witnesses the reality by demonstrating it, and also mashhud, the one you really witness his reality through his creation. Mashhud. When you look at it, you witness it. Because you are listening or seeing, communicating with the witnesses. He is the one who knows what is beyond materiality as well as what is in the observable. It means what is in the observable that are materially witnessing to his reality. And also continues he, describing it. And he is the most merciful and most compassionate. Because merciful and compassionate, we only think in terms of, look at this beautiful weather. When it becomes winter, we say it's horrible weather. Weather is terrible. We say that. No, we shouldn't. But unfortunately, we are very much carried away by our immediate pleasures or unpleasant feelings. We have to be really careful when we say something is terrible, when we use the word something catastrophe and calamity. So nothing is really correct to use because everything exists for a purpose. But that is something else. We have to know that Rahman and Rahim, immediately the qualities of God describes himself because in order to draw our attention that the existence of everything is nothing but out of his mercy. Because there is no necessity upon the Creator to make this. None of the piece of the art say, my artist has to make it. I ordered him to do that. For example, no. He or it, the piece of art, every piece of art, every minute particle in the piece of art has to admit that it is given existence by its artist. And artist gave existence to it out of his mercy. That's why Quran beautifully describes Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So I understand this beautiful, every verse is beautiful, but this is every day we read it and very dear to us, all of us. All the praises, all what we see, the qualities there, they all go to Allah, God, Rabbul Alameen. Who is this God? Describes, whoever created this universe and everything in it. Rabbul Alameen. Everything in it, the universe and everything in it. And yourself as well. Fine. And goes on, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. How I should understand this? This Alameen, the universe, is the result of his mercy. He is merciful, how do I know? The Alameen is witnessing it. The universe is witnessing it. So, all the praise go to the Creator of the universe who created the universe out of his mercy. But another aspect of it, Rahim. Rahim is intensified form of Rahman. Yeah, Rahman is generally, as we see it, Rahim is the infinite side of it. Endless side of it. Well, but, have you seen the universe is created with by a Rahim one? Rahman one, we understand. Here, everything is meaningful and somehow purposeful. We understand and appreciate it. But how about Rahim? Do we see Rahim? Infinite mercy in it? No, the universe is limited. Everything is transient. Nothing is infinite. But it witnesses the infinite side of its existence. What is that? Witnessing, demonstrating the infinite, absolute qualities of its creator to conscious human beings. When I look at it, yes, the existence of this tree, I see the tree, that's why I give examples in front of my eyes. So the existence of this tree is nothing but the mercy of its creator. But the way it exists reveals that its creator must have an absolute qualities, power, knowledge, wisdom, will, choice, absolute mercy, infinite, because every cell in it exists in harmony with the rest of the body of the tree. And the tree exists with the harmony, in an harmony with the rest of the whole trees and atmosphere and sunlight and solar system goes on. Its existence is really witnessing to the infiniteness of his mercy, demonstrating himself to me and teaching me who he is. Yeah.
So you have one tree, but that one tree relies on countless systems we can't even comprehend. And so, because you need the sun, and you need the water, and you need the soil, and then you need the design of the tree itself.
Everything here.
You need a whole universe.
Universe.
Tree. And so is that El-Rahim?
No, it is witnessing that I am the product of an infinite being with infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom, infinite free choice, everything, infinite the quality of designing, giving form, the infinite balancing, beautifying, because the tree is beautiful in a context with its environment. Tree is beautiful by itself only. No. It makes the sense, for example, it is communicating with me. Now the tree is not communicating with me. I am, and tree at the same time is created in a way that we can communicate with each other. So the creator of the tree must know that I am going to watch it. My creator must know that I am going to enjoy the beauty of tree there and benefit from it is the way it exists. It does lots of job. So it is functioning and it is all for me. In this way, his existence is the result of mercy, but his existence also brings the infiniteness of this mercy. Although the universe is limited, that is important. Although the things are, everything is in the universe has a finite quality, or the end comes, functions, demonstrates its job, and goes. Everything is transient, fleeting continuously. But in the each period of the creation demonstrates that my source is infinite. That's why everything is transient, demonstrating that his source of existence must be infinite. Because the same qualities in an infinite form are manifesting themselves in everything in the universe. So this way of understanding he makes so beautiful that, I am swimming in the mercy of my God, my creator. Anybody? Yeah, you want to say maybe somebody, anything? Did you do?
Yeah.
Yes?
So I was going to say, so the magnificence of this existence.
Magnificence of the?
Of this existence.
Yes.
Points to the fact there has to be something more magnificent completing it, perfecting it, and holding it together. Am I getting the idea?
In its existence makes the other things also more magnificent because they complement each other. They are created in complementing each other. Otherwise, tree wouldn't know me.
Right.
This has no quality. I know it is existence only, but I don't know how it is existing. We don't know each other, but we communicate with each other.
Can
Yep.
I contribute something in the discussion?
Of course. A bit loud, please.
Yeah, so
For the recording. And for
a lot
me
of
as
the
well.
discussion talks about the universe, so I think it's fair to talk about some science and stuff. We often see that when we have a collection of things, something else is on top of it. Like Allah gives us examples. We have cells creating an organ, organs creating a human being, and then groups. That's often what we call emergence. So the way I think about it is that Allah, who created everything, is
God,
not
you
part
mean?
of it,
Yeah?
is not part of this world, this physical world. And
So,
and this manifests itself in many different ways, in biology, even in mathematics. The collection of all sets is not a set. So these are examples of how God is beyond, Allah is beyond.
so the creator, use this way. Let's put the language in the right way. The creator of the things must be beyond the capacity of this universe, not space-wise. Yeah? We know that, of course. Capacity of this universe,
Yeah.
beyond the capacity of this universe.
Mhm.
So otherwise, we will say, God is outside of the universe, so it may not. But
Yeah.
it's a interesting point. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you. But I don't know whether
Yes.
it is recorded, your voice is heard, but inshallah it was heard. Okay. We have 5, I think, minutes. Yeah? How many minutes we have for Maghrib? So that we will stop there.
6 minutes.
6 minutes, all right. He carries on again, interesting, uses huwa again, he. It repeats, he is God. So huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illahu, the same phrase. Again, he is God, there is no deity other than him. So continues introducing his qualities now. Al-Malik, the controller, it is created, it is translated in this way, Al-Malik. Al-Quddus, the holy. Well, I'm not going to go into detail, I don't intend to go into details of these qualities, but what we learn from here methodologically, that if I claim that I believe in God, not only by name, but his qualities. But how can I know his qualities? Well, the Quran tells me. Yeah, Quran tells me for a purpose. It means, I mentioned this at the beginning of today's discussion. So God is introducing himself to me as Malik, Quddus, Salam, Mu'mil, Muhaymin, Aziz, Jabbar, Mutakabbir. Okay. Here, there are other qualities mentioned in other parts. What does it mean? It means, at the beginning of the discussion we touched on it, but some of our friends arrived, I think, a bit late, so they may miss it. When God speaks in his speech, the Quran, or any holy book, they call it, but scripture, mentions his name, what is the reason? To teach me how I should know him. But by just saying that I am an engineer, so I know you are an engineer. No, you claim to be an engineer. Yeah? How can I make sure that you are an engineer? You have to work. You have to do. You perform your quality. Then say, you say, look, I designed this. And I say, oh, it is your work and you are an engineer now. So the Quran says, for example, I am Malik. It means I control everything under my power, under my authority. Everything really depends on me and my property, if you like, my work. And he says, I am Malik. How do I know? Quran says, I am speaking to you in order to know me as the Malik, but within your capacity. Because by definition, it's very important. Quran speaks within the capacity of the audience, reader, not within his own capacity, which is absolute. So I can comprehend his speech only within my capacity, and God acknowledges this. He speaks to me saying that, look, I am Malik, and it is your duty to investigate my work and understand that I am Malik, and then confirm me that, oh, my Creator, I understood now. I looked at your work, and you demonstrated your quality of being a Malik one. I confirm it. But after seeing, observing the witnesses, listening to the witness, and then judge. Without listening to the witness, if you judge, what does it mean? You are prejudiced. Judge, you are prejudiced. It means you are imitating the law whether this law applies to me or not. You didn't see the witness to the truthfulness of what I said. Because the universe is nothing but the witness, what the Quran speaks, what the speech says. So we have to understand that when I read the Quran, Quran says, I am, now in English, the controller. I mean, Malik is much more meaning than this one. But let us take it simply because time is up, not almost, really up, I think. So I am the controller. So we will finish it, don't worry. The rest is the same thing, same process. It will go. So I am the controller. So listen to the witnesses. Look at the universe. And see that their creator must have the quality to control them. Just simply look at it and think about it. This is your duty. Without thinking, no, it doesn't work. It will be imitation. So you have to say, oh yeah, the one who created this universe must have the control over it, because the universe never really goes into chaos. As far as I can see, it's perfectly harmoniously working. So it is the one who creates the universe must have the quality of controlling it. I confirm you now your word. That is belief in the books. Otherwise, just Quran said that God is Malik, so I believe he is Malik. Because Quran says so, it is not belief. It is information you learned from the text. Oh, it is very dangerous, but really, it is a very important point. We have to pay attention to it. It is usually missing out of our attention. So he introduces himself, the holy, pure one, source of peace, granter of security, guardian over all, the almighty, most honored, most compeller, the true, great, mutakabbir. God is far above anything they may consider to have derived qualities. Subhanallah. What is that? The translation is missing something, I think, isn't it? They have derived quality. I mean, this one, Subhanallah amma yushrikun. God is really free from all sorts of limitations that some people give this quality to created beings, limited beings. That is called shirk. Now, if I say, tree is producing the fruit, that is shirk. It means assigning the quality of the creatorship or designer, organizer, controlling to the tree itself. Do you get the point? Is it clear? So what we understood here, when we read the Quran, we get the information and listen to the witnesses. The universe is witness. My feelings are witness. Yeah? And they are all existent things are witness. And then after hearing the witnesses, seeing the witnesses, say that, yes, what you claim is correct. That is belief. So we have to go beyond knowledge. I know the Quran says God is Malik, Quddus, Salam, Mu'min, Muhaymin. That's knowledge, man. It's not belief. But I believe in it. How can you believe in it? This is knowledge. You have to have witness. Do you understand? You have to have reason. So these verses, all the verses introduces God, his qualities. It is an invitation for us that investigate it in the way I am creating the universe in my work, so that you can confirm it. Really. Somebody says, for example, I am the best painter. Okay. How can I know? Makes it in front of me and say, oh yeah, amazing. You are. I confirm it now because I witnessed through your work. I don't know his mind, his quality, I don't know. I can say everything. So I don't know God's in and of himself because it's absolute. So that is why he created the universe. Oh, I keep speaking. Sorry, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's stop. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wahum anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin بحرمة سر سورة الفاتحة inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. See you next Tuesday inshallah at 6 o'clock. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay, we can start the